think,
Da, 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 da.
and the curtain goes up.
Yep,
Wow. All right, let's do a countdown, John.
sure.
Okay. Five, four, three, two, one.
Hey, welcome back, friends. Welcome back to another episode of The Jersey Alchemist. I'm your host, Dr. John Gerard Gallucci.
And I'm Philip D'Angelo.
What are we gonna chew on today,
Well,
brother?
yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited. We've discussed about going out on location in Jersey,
Oh yeah,
about going to certain, not only historic places, but, like just famous Jersey places.
Yeah.
And we're going to tell a little history
yep.
about, certain locations. And we're going to go out amongst the people. And, being Jersey guys, we already have about 50 places lined up.
Oh, yeah.
Some you
absolutely.
may know about,
Yeah.
and some you
And
may
some
not
you may
know
not.
about.
And
Yeah.
look, you know what? And this isn't just an Essex County, North Jersey
Oh,
thing.
no.
We are not shooting in Essex County. We're not. We won't tell you
We
because we know we'll be mobbed.
we are. I like telling people we are High Point to Cape May.
Absolutely.
High Point to Cape May,
That's a good way of saying it.
and those are two of my favorite locations in Jersey.
I love Cape May.
Oh, Cape May is
Haven't been there in years, but I love it.
That's the land that time forgot. The street lights go off at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Just a couple local eateries. The houses are it's so well maintained. Have you ever tried to? Have you looked into real estate in Cape May? Ooh.
Well, no. The answer to that
Wow.
is that when I was married, when I was married, my ex and I were looking for, kind of a shore house. Why not, right? And we both loved Cape May,
Mm.
except I was always on call, and you can't be 2 hours away from where you're on call. That ain't gonna work. So we found what we both thought was the next best place other than Cape May, which might be a step above Cape May.
Watch it, John.
The largest collection of original Victorians in North America. Let me say that again.
N.A.
The
What?
largest collection of original Victorians in North America, NA, is Ocean Grove, New Jersey.
Wow.
Exit 100 off the Jersey Garden State Parkway. Yeah.
Wow. I'm a Jersey guy, and I learned something new right now.
Yeah, I think it's like one of the best kept secrets in Jersey, which is probably the way they want it. The whole place is it's owned by the Methodist Church. So the great auditorium, which is kind of in the center of town, I don't know how many people it seats, 5,000 people, something like that. But it's, the whole place is a tinderbox, and it was built in the mid 1800s. But I've seen headliners there. It's just terrific. But people want to do things. People just can't leave well enough alone. For instance, there was a couple that wanted to get married on the beach chapel, because there's a beach chapel right up on the boardwalk, not just a little bit south of the Asbury Park line, because it's the next town. And of course, the Methodist Church wasn't thrilled over the fact that a same-sex couple was going to
Controversy.
was going to have a wedding at their beach chapel. So it turned into a big, ugly, politicized lawsuit. And I think what tipped the scales against the Methodist Church. And I found the whole situation distasteful enough that I really just put it out of my mind, and I wasn't really keeping my finger on the tabs of what was going on. But because the Methodist Church, who owns the land, who owns the beach chapel, was accepting federal funds to repair it because it was on the ocean, then apparently they didn't have the right to tell anyone that we don't want you being married in our beach chapel. So I actually don't know the end result. I think there was a book written by one of the, I'll call them one of the contestants on the show.
Mm.
But yeah, Ocean Grove, great place.
What exit is that, John? On the park.
It's about 100.
All right, that's
It's
not
about
bad.
100, yeah,
That's
something like that. You
That's
can
an
come
easy
in.
drive.
You can come in through Route 66 or Route 35, or if you're on Route 33, Route 33 going east basically takes you right to Route 71, which runs north and south, up and down the coast,
Mm.
right through Asbury Park, all the way down through Ocean Grove, Bradley Beach, Avon, Belmar, Spring Lake, Seagirt, all the way down.
Is it a dry town, alcohol wise?
You know what? I forgot about that. Ocean Grove is absolutely a dry town. That's right. No, that doesn't mean you can't drink. I designed and had my own solid mahogany bar with stained glass windows in a house that I had in Ocean Grove. And you could drink yourself to death in Ocean Grove, but there wasn't going to be a place that sold you liquor. No,
Same thing with Wildwood Crest, I believe. One of the Wildwoods.
no. Couldn't
Yeah.
be, can't be the Crest. That's
No.
where, remember that nightclub that used to be all the way down at the
Yeah.
end of
I-
Island,
Yes,
not
yes.
Island Beach, what was it
That
called?
big place. Oh,
Yeah.
you know who used to be there all the time? Archie Bell and the Drells. Every time we'd go down there,
Right.
Archie Bell, and I can't remember the name of that place. Oh my gosh, it was so big.
Right.
They might
And
have
then I think a
grandfathered
friend, then they converted the whole place to a condo complex. And just south of that, the beach walk down there from the southern end of Wildwood Crest all the way down is just beautiful. So one day, with my wife, when the kids were small, were there, and we just found this magical moment where the five of us were actually in peace, and we were walking hand in hand down this beach, and we saw sea creatures we never saw before. We saw snails like that big that were actually alive on the beach, crawling around. It's like the land that time forgot, right?
yeah.
And all of a sudden we hear a loudspeaker, halt, halt, go no further, go no further. It's like, who the fuck is telling us on a speaker to go no further? And some jackass in a Jeep was telling us that we are on federal land, military land. Get off.
Really?
Oh yeah. And we were like, our first reaction, the kids were like frightened, and they were looking for our reaction. And my wife and I were like, what the fuck? And it was like, okay. It was like, put your hands up. Okay, please don't shoot, Mr. G-Man in your stupid fucking beach Jeep. Oh, let me guess. If I were the governor, I could be rolling around naked out here, but I'm not. So we had to turn around and we walked back. Who knows? Maybe if we kept going, maybe we would have stepped on a landmine or something.
I know back in the day, the beach, the southern tip of Jersey, was very strategic for World War
Sure.
One and Two.
Yeah.
I know the Cape May, the lighthouse, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole thing going on there about, they used to just watch, for incoming planes and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
There's also
Seagirt.
jail cells.
Oh, jail cells.
There's jail cells down on the beach by Sandy Hook.
Okay.
And because German U-boats just off the coast had us under surveillance, and they never knew when they were going to offload a bunch of commandos and try to attack us.
Wow.
And if all the way down by where Phil was talking about, by Cape May, there's the famous concrete ship off of
Yes.
Sunset Beach. One of the little trivia questions in Jersey is, if you're standing on the beach, of course, everybody should know that if you're on the East Coast, you're looking out into the Atlantic Ocean and you're staring east. Turn around and you're staring west. But there's only one beach in New Jersey where if you're standing in the water and you're looking across the water, you're staring west. And that's Sunset Beach, which is all the way down at the very, very tip at the bottom of New Jersey. And then they have, remember the Cape May Diamonds?
Wait. I love Sunset Beach.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. Every night, a summer night, if anybody out there in Jersey or the tri-state area, there's how many people gather every night,
Yeah.
and they're on there. They do the flag ceremony. I think they take the flag down.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, they play, I think, the national anthem. They take it
Right.
down, and then the sun goes down. It is outstanding.
Well, speaking
It
of
is a
all,
true
speaking
gem.
of all of that,
Now
right?
that's a podcast from there.
New Jersey has over 400 miles of coastline. 400 miles, okay? New Jersey is a coastal gem. It really is. Lots of hotels all the way up and down from the top to the bottom. But my favorite New Jersey hotel, down the shore, which Philly people do not say down the shore. I don't know what they say. I can't remember what they say, but they say something else. Maybe they say go to the beach or something. In Cape May is the Jetty Motel. You know where the Jetty
I
Motel
don't know
is?
the word.
Well,
I'm sure I went past it
if you
100
take,
times.
well, let's call it generically Ocean Avenue, right? Ocean Avenue is the street that's the furthest east in New Jersey, and there's no street more east because if you stop your car and get out, you walk into the ocean or you walk onto the boardwalk and then you're into the drink, you're into the ocean. So if you take that all the way down to Cape May, right, and you go all the way down to the end of the street, the very last establishment, the last building, before you get to kind of a beautiful long cove, and then there's the lighthouse, right? And then Sunset Beach is down off that tip, is the Jetty Motel. And the Jetty Motel is just a typical, classic Jersey seashore motel. I think it's 2 or 3 levels with, steel staircases and a pool and a couple of outdoor showers. And then right next to it, the owners have kind of a slamming screen door luncheonette. I don't think anybody's going to go in there for dinner. I'm not even sure they're open for dinner, but they serve breakfast, bacon and eggs and pancakes, and they certainly serve up a pretty darn good lunch. But when you are at the Jetty Motel in Cape May, New Jersey, you're in that land that time forgot. All the cares in the world just evaporate away from you, and it's just amazing. And at sunset, the people from the local American Legion, they come to the flagpole at the very end of the boardwalk. It's the very end of the boardwalk. That's it. Doesn't go any further. So that whole boardwalk in New Jersey, right? It ends right there in front of the Jetty Motel because there ain't no boardwalk south of that. And they play God Bless America, and they bring the flag down, and everybody's there, and everybody claps, and everybody sings. Man, it's a real emotional, wonderful moment. And they fold the flag, and then the next day, when sun comes up, they do the same thing, and the flag goes up. But wow, how different than trying to fight your way through some bullshit TSA line in an airport to go fly somewhere. I'll take the Jetty Motel in Cape May, New Jersey, any day.
Wow. I mean, John, just think of what New Jersey has. I mean, here we go promoting New Jersey, but we have beach, right? Vacation, beach. Got gambling, all right? Casinos, all right?
We do.
There's a couple of beautiful racetracks that you can gamble horses if you want to do that. You could ski in New Jersey, not in the summer, in the winter. I mean, but you
Well,
can.
wait a minute. How about Xanadu?
It's not Xanadu, the American Mall or something. Yeah,
But
yeah.
that was an indoor ski.
It still is. I know somebody who does it. Yeah, they snowboard.
In the summer.
In the summer, 12 months out of the year.
To me, that's what is
amazing.
it called? The pink elephant or something? It's like, why would you want to be in the Meadowlands with the sights of our video trailer intro? The Jersey smoke will make you choke. You're right across the river from the muck and mire in Manhattan, and oh, let's go skiing. Let's go skiing in this big ugly building that looks like if there's a tremor, it's coming down. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
shouldn't say that, but
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess.
people that want to ski, and perfect their craft, their hobby, that, I guess for them.
All right, I
it's-
take it back. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to the people that I didn't know it was still open. I thought that when it was no longer Xanadu,
Yeah.
that I thought it was closed down. I thought they
No,
were
no,
doing something else
it's
with
wide
it.
open. But it just shows you what you can do in New Jersey. I mean, you could ski on Route 3. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, that's crazy.
Let's go skiing on Route 3.
Why not? In August, you know?
Right. And then after that, we can go to the TikTok Diner for a cheesesteak,
I know it very well. But-
or a
and then-
turkey club.
And then if you need the big city, I mean, Manhattan is, just an hour, 20 minutes, wherever you're located, a turnpike or parkway ride.
I'll tell you, speaking of how close Manhattan is, a long time ago when my sister was still alive, a friend of mine from medical school, in between semesters, she called me up and she goes, hey, I'm at Tower Records in down by NYU, by Washington Square Park. I can't remember. I guess there was the Tower Records down there. She goes, you're not far. You want to come? And I'm like, you're there already? She goes, no. She goes, I'll be there in about a half an hour. I says, okay. I'm going to bring my sister. Okay, good. I grabbed my sister. I says, hey, you want to come to Manhattan? We're going to Tower Records. You meet my friend. Okay. Guess how long it took me to pull up in front of the arches at Washington Square Park from 22 Croix Court, Cedar Grove, New Jersey.
What
I
day-
don't know how we did it.
What day was it?
It was a weekday.
Weekday. Okay.
Yeah.
What time?
Like late morning.
Okay. I don't know.
29 minutes.
That's amazing.
I know.
That's
I think we were in a spiritual time warp. I was like,
think so, yeah.
what?
Yeah.
We got there the same time she did.
Wow.
I know, it was
It's not
amazing.
that far.
No, it's not that far, unless there's traffic. So one night I had my ex-fiance and I. We went to dinner, and I had tickets to see Luciano Pavarotti. Now, at the time, this was back in 1982, and I was thrilled. I was a big, huge fan, but my ex-fiance was a soap factory. The Jersey people will remember the soap factory. Twisted sister kind of chick with feathers hanging from her ears. We hit traffic like you can't believe, and we missed the first 20 minutes of that concert, which was at Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
I was so pissed off. I
What-
couldn't believe it.
What concerts have you seen in the Garden? I mean, there's no better venue. to see
Well,
a
I've
concert.
seen a lot. I've seen a lot of the revival concerts with a whole string of, iconic 1950s and 60s. Bobby Rydell,
Oh, okay.
the Platters,
Oh, wow.
the Four Seasons when they used to do those, those aggregated
Jersey guys.
revival things. I believe it or not, I saw a country Sunday concert with all of the people from Nashville. But they figured, hey, Madison Square Garden, if Muhammad Ali could fight there, and if the Rangers could play there, they could hold a country Sunday in the middle of Manhattan. I told you before, I saw Elton John and John Lennon there
Wow.
in 1975.
Those are historic. That's historic.
Historic, yeah. And
What about on the Parkway, John? It used to be the Garden State Art
the
Center.
Garden State Art Center in Cheesequake Park,
Mm.
which I think is exit 116 and 117 going south on the Garden State Parkway.
Gotta know your exits if you're
Yeah.
a Jersey guy.
Saw the Four Seasons many times, saw Jimmy Buffett 3 times, saw Frank Sinatra there. I saw Air Supply. I saw Johnny Mathis. Right, Air Supply back in the day when they were on
Sure.
top of the world.
Sure, big deal.
I saw an oldies revival, but not like you're thinking like oldies like 1950s. It was a Hollywood memorabilia revival, which was unbelievable. We saw the people that starred in The Wizard of Oz. Oh yeah,
Wow.
Ray Bolger, the Scarecrow. He got up and sang and danced. I thought I was watching Gumby on stage, and the guy was like 80 years old. I couldn't. He sang, if I only had a brain.
Yeah.
And he danced and he threw himself on the floor, and I thought, holy smokes. Yeah, but watching those people, you know, f- talk about iconic American entertainers, it was unbelievable. Dionne Warwick.
How about the shows at the casinos? I mean, we have in New Jersey, you go to Atlantic City, I mean, the concerts they have there, the Hard Rock now, I
Yeah.
mean, it's amazing, the talent.
I uh,
Don't even have to leave the state.
I somehow missed the whole casino concert thing just because when I go down to Atlantic City, which hasn't been in years, I'm either, gambling or eating or both.
Yeah, yeah. I,
Gambling, eating, and drinking. I don't really bother with the concerts there, but I know a lot of people do.
yeah. I'm a bad gambler. I mean, meaning that I have no luck. That's what I mean by gambling. The house always wins when I'm around, you know.
Yeah,
I guess that's how they keep the lights on.
I just have a quick story that, my life is full of lessons learned the hard way. Like, I just can't smoke, and I guess I wasn't meant to be a smoker. I remember once I took my Aunt Betty's cigarette because she was a chain smoker, and she says, "Oh no, Johnny! Oh no, don't do that!" And I went, "Yeah, if you can do it, I can do it." I think I was like 13 or 14. Oh, I thought I was gonna die. I was like,
Wow.
"Why would you ever? How could you?" And I had shit coming up out of my trachea until the next day. Um,
Wow. That's crazy.
I was
Atl-
going somewhere
Atlantic
else with
City.
this.
Maybe the casinos were smoky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get back to it.
That's a bingo hall.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing Sinatra at the Garden State Arts Center. I was 8 rows.
That's where I saw him.
Yeah, and on a summer night, I'll tell you what, before he still had his faculties, he could still sing, he was amazing,
Yeah.
And you just don't have that. A lot of states, I mean, yeah, there's amphitheaters here and there, but in New Jersey,
Yeah.
whether it's the beach, Manhattan, casinos, you don't have to leave the state. It's all here. What about restaurants in New Jersey, John? I mean, they have so many different restaurants. What's your favorite food to eat besides Italian, obviously? I mean,
Top two. I have to say top two for me. It's got to be Italian and Greek.
mm,
I love Greek food. Wow. I just like. I just. I roll over. I'm done. Stick a fork in me.
wow.
Love Greek, and nobody does octopus like the Greeks. It's
They do.
not the Italians. It's not the Spanish. It's the Greeks. They own it. And another thing that the Greeks own is lamb. Now you're either a lammer or you're not. And I know that the vegans are saying, let's change the channel. I don't want to
Or
watch these
lamb.
guys. But nobody does lamb like the Greeks. Nobody.
John, just think of the different, my point being with restaurants, just think of the different cultures that are all in New Jersey, right? I mean, we have everything from Thai restaurants to, I'm sure a lot of places do, but we have a multiple. I mean, you could
Yeah.
go any town, right?
Right.
There's restaurants. How about Montclair, New Jersey? For all you Montclair people out there.
Montclair's an amazing town.
Montclair is restaurant destination night. If you want to go out to eat.
It is now, not when we were kids.
No, not when we were kids.
Right.
No. But now you go to Montclair, Cranford, Morristown. I mean, the list is endless of towns
Yep.
in any section of New Jersey. If you want something to eat and your kind of food or a different culture's food, it's out there. And it's amazing. Maybe that's why our taxes are so high.
But boom, boom.
Well, yeah.
There's the segue into the dark side of New Jersey.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, taxes.
We were doing so well up until then. I mean, listen,
Right.
you talk about New Jersey and all the benefits and everything it has. It is one of, if not the most densely populated states. I mean,
it is.
if
It is, but-
there's certain times, John, you can't travel.
No.
I can't go there because it's rush
Right.
hour and
Right, but that log jam of people is still very regional. It's not true for everywhere you go. I mean, how much of the state of New Jersey, the landmass, is still pine barrens? You know, it's just
Countryside.
it's wilderness. It just is.
Mm.
You know, and if you go up all the way up by Vernon Valley and Great Gorge, I don't know if it's still called that, but those places aren't log jammed,
No, no,
right?
they're not, but they're getting there. And we're New Jersey, two NFL teams. Not
Yeah.
many states can say that. A lot of states don't have a team.
Well, but you know, New York still never, you know, let they still never, you know, opened their hand and let it go. They never let it go. It's you know what used to piss me off watching a weekend football game is the announcers would say, "Well, here we are coming from live from New York, watching the New York Giants play," and I'm like, "You assholes, you're at the Meadowlands in fucking New Jersey. Get it
Absolutely.
straight."
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
We have an NHL team, the New Jersey Devils.
We do.
Yeah.
And they were an iconic team.
Oh, yeah. Many Stanley
Yeah,
Cup
many.
victories.
Yeah, they were a dynasty team.
Yeah.
They really were.
And I'll tell you what, you could walk around New Jersey. I mean, unless you were a hockey fan, you wouldn't even know what a Devil player looked like,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I did because I was a Devils fan.
Yeah.
Right. And they all hung out right around the Turtleback Zoo.
Oh, yeah, West
Right.
Orange. Yeah.
You know, I was a former hockey player, love hockey, skater, all of that stuff, and I learned how to skate at the South Mountain Arena, and that's in West Orange, on the same complex that the Turtleback Zoo is in, and I think it's Northfield Ave in West Orange. I think that's the street that it's on. But then politics came in, and I have to admit, have you been out there lately?
Yes.
That
Yes.
that
Unbelievable.
what's the name of the restaurant that's also a restaurant on the boardwalk in Asbury? McClune's.
McClune.
McClune's. Somebody built. Well, we know who it
The
was,
county,
right? That's the
state.
right. Somebody built this spectacular, big, huge, rustic structure, which is a restaurant, right on this gorgeous lake. And the lake has a train that goes around the back because it's part of the zoo complex. But when they redid South Mountain Arena, you see this? This is my heart, the South Mountain Arena. I used to go to hockey camp there as a kid. Me and my friends would go. And then on lunch hour, we would get out of our hockey equipment and we would go into the zoo because we had free passes to the zoo. And we would take the train out to the reservoir and jump off the train and go swimming in the reservoir in our sneakers and then come back soaking wet and finish the afternoon session. South Mountain Arena is part of my DNA. And then politics came in and they named it the Richard Cody bullshit whatever arena. It's all politics. I don't give a shit what you did. Don't go co-opting bridges and tunnels and hockey arenas. As far as I'm concerned, and I never thought I'd hear myself say this, the Tappan Zee Bridge, which is not Jersey, will always be the Tappan Zee Bridge to most people around it. It's never going to be the Mario Cuomo Bridge.
Yeah, that's disgraceful. That's disgraceful.
Talk about horrible politics.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
All that, John, available in Jersey. It really is a great state, and that's why, we're proud to put the Jersey name in the Jersey Alchemist.
Absolutely.
We're proud to talk about Jersey. I mean,
There's a lot of flavor in Jersey, Phil. A lot of flavor.
I like the way you said that, John. If you had to alchemize this episode, how would you do it?
Oh Lord, please breathe a breath of sensibility into Governor Murphy. Let him and his team lower the taxes. Lower the property taxes in New Jersey, oh Governor Murphy. Oh, we pray. Archangel Michael, please light yourself down at Drumthwacket. For the non-Jersey types, I didn't catch my tongue in my missing tooth space. I don't have a missing tooth space. Drumthwacket is the name of the mansion that the governor of New Jersey resides in. So before Murphy, it was the Bridgegate governor, the guy that was on the lounge chair on the beach when the beaches were closed. I won't even say his name. Anyway, very seriously, I think people from Jersey, people born and raised in Jersey, especially us ethnic types. I think we love Jersey. Where am I going to go? How's that for being Jersey? Where am I going to go? Right? Where am I going to go? To Brooklyn? Why? To get even closer?
It's crowded.
To get even more crowded?
Yeah.
No, where the crime rate is higher? Oh, my friends from New York say, oh, but the restaurants. Okay, fine. I'll go in to a restaurant. There's a restaurant in Brooklyn I love. It's called Ario. Madonna mia. What a great restaurant. But I'm in and I'm out. That's it. I don't want to live in New York City at all. I want to live in Jersey. Do I want to live out by Altoona, Pennsylvania, where several of my friends are from? Why would I? Why would I want to live by Horseshoe Curve? I don't want to live out there. People are just different out there.
They are. Yeah, they say
This
the same
isn't
thing
really,
about us.
this isn't really an alchemy, but I'm just, getting a little bit.
It's a fun alchemy.
It's a fun alchemy. You know why, folks?
Fun episode.
Because other than praying for the peace and harmony of all the inhabitants of New Jersey, regardless of where you're from. You could be from Ireland or Vietnam or Poland or the Ukraine or Russia or Italy or Greece or Africa or South and Central America or Canada. That would be the New Jersey Devils, people who come down to West Orange and Livingston and Short Hills. Let everybody be in peace with each other. And I wasn't joking, even though it sounded like it. Governor Murphy, go easy on us with the land taxes. Well, come on. Things are a bit out of hand. And the Parkway tolls? The Parkway man takes the money from your hand. Go to the trailer video, people. God bless us all in New Jersey. We, as far as I'm concerned, have taken a shitty rap. Madonna is part of the shitty rap that we have taken. But you know something? New Jersey's just like a fabulous stew that's heavily spiced. And once you dip your spoon in there and taste it, it blows your mind. And you go, wow, when can we have this again? And that's why people who were born and raised in New Jersey, they don't want to leave. They don't want to leave. New Yorkers go to Florida all the time. Not New Jersey. Not New Jersey. God bless New Jersey. That's my alchemy.
I like it. Beautiful, John. Well said as usual. People, thank you for joining us on the Jersey Alchemist. If you like what we're doing, press the like button and subscribe. Till next time, peace.